Hey everybody, and welcome to January. Is this January? The January Wine Club. I'm really pumped what we did with the champagne. We kind of did this on purpose. We think that way too many of you only think about champagne for New Year's, and so it's kind of like this inside joke between Brandon and I that we're putting this incredible champagne, which is probably worth the cost. I mean, $60 retail, so worth the whole club in itself, into your January pack. And we hope we've inspired you to consider this, and don't cop out and have this on Valentine's Day. You know, like, which is like the other time. Like, we want you to have this like on a random Saturday night. Like, sparkling wine, specifically champagne, is some of the greatest wines in the world and should be consumed far more often, far more casually, AKA great meals. This is an incredible champagne to have with lobster, for example, where a lot of people don't think about that. That's just one concept. Not to mention champagne's a lot of fun to drink all by itself. I'm gonna save it to the end, and I'm gonna start with the Dosis Armios Pinot Noir from Oregon, $30 to $45 retail, 90 points Wine Spectator, 91 Wine Enthusiast. Willamette Valley Pinot Noir that I'm pretty excited about. Pinot is obviously a huge popular item in the wine club. The feedback we continue to get on social media speaks to that, and so we wanted to put in a monster Pinot in here, and it's a really big club this month. You know, got a $30, $45 Pinot, this $24 red, and then we've got this $60 champagne, so huge value. We're trying to come out the gate this year. We're debating, I don't know if we're still debating this, Brandon. Are we still debating one wine in the club? I think you killed it over the weekend. Or are we still kind of maybe sort of like a $125 wine?
It's possible.
It's a, yeah.
Not,
so like, I think why I'm saying these things is we're really giving a lot of thought to how we want to go about it in the club, and I'm excited about it. And I'm really proud of January's. I think it's a great start to the year. This an enormous cherry-filled, raspberry red fruit-filled Pinot has a massive nose. How long has this been open?
About an hour, maybe.
This could probably use more, maybe even decanting. This is a very big Pinot. Huge structure, gorgeous kind of like beef jerky meets Tootsie. You know, I find Tootsie Roll in Pinot Noirs at times. So if you've had a Tootsie Roll, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you haven't, or don't. Tootsie Roll, beef jerky, red fruit. The reason I just asked Brandon how long has it been open, sometimes we just pop and pour because of my schedule, but with an hour opening, like this probably is a Pinot you'd want to decant if you have a decanter. Let's not get fancy, you don't need to buy $500 ones. There's $20 decanters that crush, right? $20 decanter, but I think a lot of you could add decanting to your ecosystem. Ultimately, oxygen's your friend with young wine. It breaks down the acidities and tannins and opens up the fruit. And here I do feel the tannin blocking a lot of the fruit that I can taste in the underlining, but I'm a nerd with this and I can see it there. If you're the 99% that just drink wine, you might not, and you may not realize all the flavors and complexities in this wine that would naturally happen if you stored this wine for 7 to 10 years in your wine fridge or in your basement, but decanting can help. And that's the little decanting oxygen message for this episode, but I think one that can really help your wine drinking experience. Not to mention, what I'm gonna do this right now. This is another one of my favorite moves if you don't wanna be fancy and you're a little bit more like me from the streets of Jersey. Pouring like this when you first get home at 5:30, 7:30, and you're gonna drink it in 2 or 3 hours. So opening it and pouring like this, you're getting a lot more oxygen in here than just here. And again, this wine will then open up and bring a lot more flavor. Really excited about this, the Beast Columbia Valley red wine, $24 suggested retail, 90 points International Wine Report, Cab, Merlot, Malbec, Syrah, Grenache, Mourvedre, Cabernet Franc. This is just a complete massive field blend, old school winemaking back in the 20s and 30s when they would just blend all the grapes together instead of the focus on the individual varietals that we've accustomed to in the last half century. A lot of wines I've had in the past, a lot of wines I haven't, that I rely on Brandon to be my partner in crime for this wine club. This I have not had. I really like it. Has this been popular on like reorder? Do you know?
We not crazy on reorder. I don't think because a lot of people haven't tried it yet. But in-store samplings, it rocks. People like it. It's a good juicy.
I just drank that, which I never ever do. Juicy's a really good way to put it. And you know what? If this wine was a current pop culture icon, this wine is Lizzo. You know, if that makes any sense to you, like bodacious, like over the top, happy, fun, confident, incredible, dynamic. This is just a fun wine, and I have a very funny feeling it's gonna be one of the favorite wines that anybody's had in our wine club to date. Just really, really well made, and I can see a lot of people who like, you know, I'm gonna go there. I actually think people who like Empathy Red or who like The Prisoner will really like this wine, and I like that, and I think it's great, obviously. Gardet, champagne, $60 champagne that was, correct me if I'm wrong here, Brandon, was our champagne of the year. If you are signed up for Wine Text, 92 points wine enthusiast. If you're signed up for Wine Text, which if you're not, you're making an iconic mistake. Caleb, are you signed up for Wine Text? I see you shaking your head.
Absolutely.
Have you bought anything?
No, not yet, no.
Do you understand by being on the text, it costs us money to send the text, and if you're not buying anything, you're not doing me any favors by being on the text?
I'm just trying to be aware.
Ooh, there's one today. Did it sell out already?
Yes.
There's a $10.50 one today.
See, that would have been in budget.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Like, that's why I'm saying it. It did sell fast?
Yes.
Very fast?
A little less than an hour.
Okay, fast. For hundreds of cases. Anyway, Gardet. God. Beep that. I don't curse on the wine stuff. I adore champagne. Acacia white flowers, almond shell, which I think is beautiful. It's very nutty. I also get walnuts on the finish here. Green Granny Smith apple, just so elegant. You can see I'm drinking it out of a wine glass. Again, a lot of, it's so funny. So much in business and marketing in my life became true, but wasn't accepted. When I first got into wine, I fell in love with champagne. And at home or in the office, I would drink it out of regular wine glasses. And in 1999 and 2000, that wasn't acceptable. You had to drink it out of a flute. But the flute was too small, and I wanted to drink more of the champagne. It is no question over the last decade, the cool sommeliers of New York and the coast have made it more acceptable to drink champagne out of regular wine glasses. Just a fun little reminder to me that like when you stay true, a lot of times the world comes to you instead of you conforming to the world. What I know is true is this: tasting many different wines is the single best way to experience wine. What I mean by that is there's so much variety, so many variables when it comes to wine and flavors, and you have no idea what your favorite wine is until you taste it. And by sticking and drinking the same Pinot Grigio, the same Pinot Noir, the same Cabernets, you are just completely, wildly limiting yourself to huge upside. Many of you are drinking $30 Cabernets from Napa when your favorite wine's actually a $12 Primitivo from Italy. Please explore wines. That is our goal with the Wine Club. I'm excited about this month giving you some new exploration, and please drink sparkling wines more often at different times. We'll see you in February, I promise.